This evening was a great conversation as part of the Mishcon de Reya Retail Academy, and we focused on the subject matter of collaborations as a platform for growth. We had a real mix of attendees this evening, from small brand owners to retailers to obviously quite a few Mishcon lawyers in the room as well. So it was a real mix of people, which made it very vibrant.
I think collaborations are still really important today, and I think they don't dilute a brand's DNA. I think what's great about collaborations is they can take the best of both brands and they can create a hybrid that extends the customer reach without actually destroying any of the brand identity. The advantage is you get the audience from both brands, you can drive traffic, you can drive footfall, and you can get a new audience, whether it's age or gender, to look at your brand.
One of the biggest risks with brand collaborations is in relation to intellectual property rights. Because when you do a brand collaboration, your reason for doing it is to do something new and different. And quite often, the brand might not have trademark protection either for the goods and services in which their brand or IP is going to be put on, or in the territories where it's going to go. And in a worst case scenario, someone else could have those protections and could be able to block or stop that. And that's terrible, because actually if you do a brand collaboration, you're always going to be asked by the other side to stand behind your brand, to give a warranty that you can use your trademark and intellectual property rights. There are ways that you can protect against that. First of all, you can check what intellectual property rights you have before you start. And also you can do clearance searches to see if actually the planned uses are going to be okay and risk-free. Other considerations that brands should be thinking about are in relation to supply chain, particularly around the fact that you're going to be collaborating with a different business. They will have manufacturers, they might have distributors, they might have licensees, they might have franchisees, they might have existing agreements in place. And how do they impact on a collaboration? Are their manufacturers ethically sound? Do they care about sustainability? Where are they sourcing their products? Do they reflect your values and your considerations? And it's critical to do that diligence up front.
Yeah, I think the goals of true collaboration are where two companies come together with the same objective, the same creative aspirations, and there is really authentic purpose in what both brands are trying to achieve in order to really engage the consumer for the short term if it's tactical, or long term if it's a long-term strategic partnership. 100% is going to continue. So I would say focus on really making sure you have a very clear strategy, what you're trying to achieve, how you're going to do it, how you're going to land it, and what really is it doing to your consumer, and is there really value that you're bringing to that purchase. And then, yeah, for sure. I mean, they're exciting.
I loved some of the highlights of the evening, which really talked about the long-term value of brand collaborations and the real purpose behind them. We touched on some great ones tonight in terms of the Louis Vuitton Supreme back in the day, which really changed the game in terms of how we look at brand collaborations, not just in terms of the value for those two brands, but also that really catalysed the whole industry around haute couture and sneaker culture collaborations in general, and really broke the mold and set the trend and defined a category. And I think one of the most important things for me is we use the word purpose a lot. Where is the shared value? Where is the shared purpose? Because I think so many times we've seen brands can easily ask, why not? Why not? And let's do it. There are very few brands who constantly ask why. And of course, it's a great example there with Hermès as a brand who constantly asks, why should we do something? And we only have to look at the brand value trajectory of Hermès to see what works very well. So thank you again for a wonderful evening. As ever, you bring together such brilliant debate.